What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna do an analysis on TNC versus Blacklist. This is still week 1, day 1, and this is game number 1 for TNC versus Blacklist because it was a closer game. Game number 2 was kind of one-sided, so I wanted to do an analysis on game number 1 instead. But once I'm all caught up for MPL Philippines, I'll do MPL Indo as well and look for some interesting games on that region. Alright, so if you are looking forward to that, do not forget to like and subscribe and then hit the notification bell as well. And let's get right into the video. Alright, so here we are with the draft analysis. The first pick will actually go to TNC for this match. So they banned Phoveus. I'm thinking that they want to prioritize Paquito. That's why they banned Phoveus. For Blacklist, they banned Ling for the second ban. Since Wise is not really known for the assassin, assassin heroes. He's known for like really exotic picks like Aldous, or even marksman picks like Eason Shin or Granger, heroes like that. So something, a hero that Venus could heal and do the Ube strat with. For the third ban, TNC actually banned X-Borg. Since Blacklist didn't ban Paquito or Benedetta, it was actually not a bad ban for TNC to ban X-Borg, because if Blacklist ended up banning Paquito right here instead of Jawhead, it would be really hard for Benedetta to actually burst out the X-Borg because of the Farago armor and the way he builds his items. So that's why X-Borg is actually a pretty decent pick here, decent ban, sorry. For Blacklist, for the fourth ban, it's gonna be Jawhead. So Jawhead is still one of the strongest tanks in the meta right now. Like I told you guys on the previous video, very hard leash with the first skill. He has a chance to counter jungle the enemy and do some crazy havoc on the enemy jungle. So that's why Jawhead is still a viable ban in the meta right now. For TNC's last ban, it's actually Benedetta right here. So they ban all XP laners. They really want, they're prioritizing 3 Martizi to win his lane. That's the goal for TNC, because they banned 3 XP laners, and I think they're worried about Edward. All right, so what's probably gonna happen here is Paquito's probably gonna get picked, and then Blacklist might counter that with Bratz. Maybe Bratz is probably the only way to counter a Paquito pick if he goes in. All right, and then for the last ban for Blacklist, they banned Matilda. Matilda is still really strong, especially +5 Matilda with Blessing. The heal is super strong. If you combined it with Roger or any protect type of jungler, like junglers that you need to protect, Matilda's really strong, right? Matilda's support is not really good right now because she doesn't use Blessing when she is a support, so that's why it's better to actually use Matilda as a tank. Okay, so let's move on to the draft, and I'm expecting a Paquito pick right here for TNC. Let me skip a little bit. There you go. So now that we know that TNC banned all the the XP laners that gives Paquito a hard time. Phoveus gives Paquito a hard time because he has a lot of dash. X-Borg gives Paquito a hard time because he's a little bit tanky. Benedetta is not really a hard time. I would say it's like a 50-50, whoever is better, but Paquito has the upper hand a little bit. The problem with Benedetta is she has really high wave clear and she has really high mobility. She has higher mobility than Paquito. So that's why usually what teams do is if the other team first picks Paquito, they want to trade it with a Benedetta. So it's kind of an equal trade. Alright, the other hero is better in mobility and wave clear, while the other hero is better in team fights and 1v1s and kind of just harassing his lane. So in this case, they are kind of confident. TNC is confident that 3 Martizi will win his lane, okay, because he has the advantage hero wise. So let's go for Blacklist. They might pick Bratz here to counter the Paquito. So Venus might pick, I don't think they might pick Estes. I don't think they want to show their jungler yet. They usually pick the jungler around the 3rd pick maybe, or right here around the 2nd phase. So let's see who they pick next, because Blacklist is really hard to read because you don't know what they're gonna pick. You don't know what strat they're gonna go for. You don't know, because this was their first game in the MPL season as well, so you don't know what to expect. But looking at this, they actually picked Cho for, I would guess, as a tank most likely. I'm not sure who's gonna use that. We gotta remember they don't have Esan now. It's Haji playing the tank or support. Venus and Haji kind of switches roles depending on the draft that they do. If Popol and Koopa is open, usually Venus will tank. If it's any other tank like maybe Kufra or Cho, most likely it's gonna be Haji that's gonna be using it. So right now, since Blacklist picked Cho, they are denying a Popol and Koopa pick. Alright, Cho is a really good pick against Popol and Koopa. Yes, it's open, but TNC doesn't want to pick it because Blacklist picked Cho. So yeah, that's like planning ahead of time. The only other good tank against Cho would probably be Kufra or Grok maybe, or Martis would be pretty decent. I don't know if TNC plays Martis tank. But yeah, that's about it. Popol and Koopa is not very good against Cho, right? You could immune the stun, you could immune the traps and clear it out. They still picked it though. They still picked it. That's really ballsy. So I guess they're not scared of the Cho tank because they do know that Haji's switching from, you know, a jungler role to a tank role. So he's not completely his 100% potential on the tank role just yet, all right? Because he's just starting off. But yeah, I'm not really in favor of the Popol and Koopa ban. It's still kind of annoying to clear out all the traps in the vision and all that. But usually, alright, Chu is a hero. Chu tank is a hero to counter the Popol and Koopa pick. And for Lunox, they actually pick Lunox so that they can burst out the Barat. So that's a good pick. I think the Lunox is a good pick. Not really a big fan of the Popol and Koopa, but it's fine as well since Haji is still new to tanking anyways. Still a decent pick. It's not a complete counter, it's just that, you know, you could clear out a lot of vision and immune and bait out the stunts that Popol and Koopa would throw at you. So they finally picked the Estes here. So now TNC realizes that they're doing the Ube strat still, alright, even after all the patches after all the patches that's been done. So they're still willing to do the Ube strat. That's their that's their self-image as a team, is the Ube strat. That's what they're good at, and they're sticking to it. You know, they're sticking to their strengths. They don't want to change anything. Blacklist will ban Farsa to avoid AoE damage with a feather airstrike, so that's a good ban. TNC would probably ban maybe like a jungler maybe. There's so many junglers open, I don't think you can ban out Wise at this point. He has a Aldous, he has a Granger, he has a YSS, so that's 3 heroes right away, and I don't think you can really ban it. They ban Ruby instead, since I don't know why they ban Ruby. I think Oheb might, yeah, he does play gold lane Ruby. Some teams will play gold lane Ruby and have a double fighter setup, and then their jungler will be like a super late game type of hero, and then what they want to do is just win on team fights. They group up, they win on team fights, and take objectives one by one. So if you want to do double fighter setup. But if you have a gold lane that's also in favor of like towards the late game, like for example Alice Hearth, who's a late game hero on the gold lane, then you want to have a decent jungler in the early stages of the game to mid game. So like Granger's pretty decent early game. Aldous is okay, but he's more of a late game hero. They're probably trying to ban out heroes that might counter the Ube strat. So like burst type heroes. There you go. Kagura gets banned. I mean, they already have a burst, but then again, we gotta remember Lunox is a single target hero in the dark form, but then he does have the, you know, the Ruby DD light form, flicker light form, whatever it's called, Ruby DD. I just call it Ruby DD. But here we go. What else will TNC ban? Will they ban another XP? They ban like all XP laners just so what's it called, 3 Martizi can get that. Yeah, they still ban Bauman. I mean, I do know that Blacklist, I think I have seen them do a Bauman jungle, and it's actually pretty insane, especially with Estes. I think you guys should try it out. Nobody has done it in the MPL yet, but I've seen a lot of teams do Bauman jungle, so it's really annoying, and yeah, really tanky, and he could secure objectives really well with the ulti. You know, for Lord, for Turtle, he has level 4, he can just smack it, easy Turtle, even without retribution. So yeah, Bauman is actually a decent ban here for TNC, just to counter any cheese strat that Blacklist has. But I'm expecting like a late, there's a late game gold lane right there for Blacklist, Alice. So you'll never see Oheb play any other hero except for Harith, Alice, and Ruby, I think. Those three are like his main hero right now in the current meta. I'm not really sure if he plays any other heroes, but they stick to their strengths, like I said. And I did make a video on like an idea on how to counter a Blacklist before, and I did say that Oheb has really limited hero pool, but I'm not sure if he's shown everything he's playing, so we'll see as the season goes on. Hopefully someone in the MPLPH can actually abuse that fact that he has limited hero pool, because from what I see at least, he hasn't shown a lot. His the heroes that he's been playing, we've seen it over and over again. But then again, I can't blame them because that's what Bonchan is drafting for him. So TNC actually picks Lancelot here and Selena. I'm not sure if Selena is a good pick here, because even if you pick one off, most likely Estes will purify if Estes gets stunned with the Selena, and then just heal. That's it. They do have a lot of vision though. They do have a lot of vision, but they have a Chu to clear out all this vision. Alright, so that's what the good part about Cho. I think this should have been something different. I mean, they don't have any other support that really has AoE damage. The other support that I was thinking about is Kadita, but I don't think P-God plays Kadita, so that's probably the problem here. Lancelot, Chu's really good with assassins, that's his forte, so he wants to stick to it. And Blacklist, they wanted to wait until the last second to see, is TNC gonna play marksman? Is he gonna play assassin? If they play assassin, I'm gonna pick a fighter jungler. If I pick if TNC picks a marksman jungler, they'll be forced to pick probably a marksman as well, since they have so much peel. And I don't think Wise plays a lot of assassins right now in the current meta. So yeah, that's the draft analysis. I think honestly Blacklist probably won the draft, because if you think about it, they're at the mid stages or even at the later stages of the game, most likely these two fall off right here. These two really fall off super hard. So if TNC doesn't snowball super hard, they will inevitably lose this game, right? They have really good early game, by the way, with Paquito, Lancelot, and Selena. But as soon as mid game or late game comes, there's no way. I don't think TNC could fight the the heal. There's no way for them to win team fights, especially if Blacklist groups up. All right, so let's look at the gameplay, and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys. So here we are with the gameplay. First few seconds in the game. Lancelot starting red and Aldous is starting blue. So if you notice, both these teams are starting where the litho is actually spawning at the start of the game, and I've seen a lot of teams do that. Wherever the litho spawns, that's where they start the jungle, so that they have that extra advantage whoever gets this litho. So if you're an amateur team watching this, you can do that as well. Haji already doing a great job harassing the Selena right there. I'm not quite sure why they didn't put traps on the side so that they know where Cho's gonna be. If they put a trap right here, most likely Cho's gonna be right here, right? Because Cho doesn't have invading capabilities. He clears the jungle so slow, especially if he's building tank. So yeah, I'm not sure. That's already a minor mistake for TNC side, I would say. And they also who got the litho. It was actually Wise that got the litho, so he got there first. He's closer, and Haji almost dying right there, but he's gonna get healed by Estes. So this is what I was saying. Even if you stun someone, most likely Estes will just heal you right off, right? If you commit, he's just gonna heal you. The best thing to do for a P-God would probably be bait out going in and then bait out the heal. But most likely Venus would probably build like cooldown of some sort so that his ulti doesn't take too long. So far nothing special is going on. It's just that Haji's kind of guiding where Wise is farming. As you can see, whichever map Wise is farming at, that's where Haji's gonna be. So they start blue, Haji's like towards this side of the map. Now he's at the red side. Now he's at same thing with light. See, Lancelot is farming here, tank is right next to the jungler. You see what I mean? So they're kind of guiding each other. That's the duo right there. All right, so we see Chu right here actually trying to commit to Chu right here, committing to Chu. Don't be, his name is Chu, by the way, but his hero is Lancelot. And then Aldous is using his ulti so that he could rotate faster. All right, since there's no more, if you look at the minimap, there's no more jungle minions right here. It's really hard to see the black marker, by the way, so let's make it pink at least, so it's just more, you could see it better. So he's using his ulti to rotate better. I don't think he's gonna commit fully to this Paquito. They didn't have a chance to ulti the Paquito with the Barats, so it's fine. And he actually steals the green camp right here as well. So that's already one green camp counter invaded by Blacklist right there, and that's a small advantage that they could take. To their plus they're ready for the turtle. It's about to spawn in 5 seconds, so their positioning is good. The bad part here is Venus is getting poked and harassed before the turtle spawns, but the good part here is Chu used his ulti when the turtle spawns, so now he doesn't have ulti to escape if he does contest for a turtle right here. Yeah, the bad part here is Haji and Venus, they're really low, and TNC knows that, so they are doing the turtle because Venus and Chu was really low and Venus just healed right off. And Peacock is doing really good harassing all these guys. Same with Chu, by the way. Same with the Lancelot. I'm just gonna say his hero name so you guys are not confused. So it's all about the jungle retribution fight at this point. Edward's most likely gonna die. I don't know who's gonna get this. Oh, Paquito got it. So they both missed their retribution and Paquito luckily got it. So Blacklist is not looking good right now. But then again, I told you guys earlier, TNC has a really strong early game, right? Selena, Paquito, and Lancelot. So they need to continue snowballing if they want to win this game. If they even slow down just a bit, they will lose this game, right? So that's the win condition for TNC. Both teams have really good draft, honestly, but at this level, at this stage of ML, it's really hard to finish the game just relying on your early game, right? With early game heroes, because MPL teams are so good at defending and knowing their win condition, knowing that okay, just chill out, just defend the base. So that's the hard part about TNC's objective right here, is they need to finish the game fast, and if they fail to do that, they're gonna lose. Let's see here, Wise is just farming the jungle, getting his stacks, so they're just waiting for a late game. As soon as Wise gets like one damage item, I think they'll start grouping up, right? So now Alice is level 4, and you'll see that Blacklist really likes doing 4-man ganks. They like overloading a lane, and Aldous is trying to actually prevent Paquito from cutting the lane here against Barats. Since Paquito has better mobility than Barats, he's able to wave clear a lot faster and zone better. But that was a really good ulti from Aldous, by the way, and super overextended, I would say, from Paquito. That was a really good set from Haji right there. When I saw that, I was actually really surprised, because I know Haji plays Cho, but he's playing Cho as a tank right now. But I mean, I guess the mechanics are there, so that was a really good set for Blacklist right there, by the way. Good kick on Chu. I don't know how he got caught though. Let me see that again. Sorry about this. Let me see that again. How did Lancelot get caught, by the way? He doesn't have any dash. Okay, let's look at the minimap. He dashes to the minions. He dashes again. Oh, he ulted into the Lancelot, and he's not even close. If you look at the minimap, he ulted into the Lancelot, and he wasn't even close into hitting him, I think. I'm not sure if he hit him. And he gets kick after that. So that was just greedy. That was just greedy, because Venus still had Purify. Right? Venus still had Purify, and he had ulti, because he's level 5. Right? Estes is level 5. So I would say a mistake right there for Lancelot. For me, that in my opinion, that would be a mistake for Lancelot. Alright, so that's already something that slowed down TNC's snowball. And Blacklist, look at the gold lead. Not even a big deal. They were 0-2 earlier, and now they're ahead just like that, right? So that's the hard part here. Now, they also have the advantage on this next turtle fight, since they do have the position going. So let's see what happens here. Haji's just gonna wait out and look for the Lancelot, most likely, so that Wise can retribution, no problem. Let's see what happens here. Barats is using his ulti to zone out the Popol and Koopa, but he forced the flicker. And Lancelot has the better objective securing skills, because he has second skill and retribution. So it's actually, what's it called? It's actually reasonable that Wise lost that retribution fight. A nice heal right there from Venus. The best thing for Blacklist here is to get some trades with kills, alright, since they lost the turtle. And I think that's what they're doing. And they did get those kills. They got 2 kills for the turtle, So it's a good trade. Honestly, it's a good trade. Plus, look at Lancelot. He needs to recall as well. It's actually a decent trade. Better than nothing, right? Better than nothing. He also has Blessing. Jesus, that's why his heal is gonna be so good. So at 5 minutes, as soon as 5 minutes hit, they knew that you know, Paquito was dead, Selena was dead, and plus Lunox was really low. So he had to rotate on the bottom lane, or else if Lunox didn't rotate here, if Lunox rotated here, he could possibly save this tower. But he had to rotate here as well because Barats was pushing this lane. So he needs to choose one. Because he's not going to be able to defend both sides of the map. So that's actually a good trade for Blacklist. They got a tower and 2 kills for Turtle. Meanwhile, on Blacklist side, they didn't have anybody die. I think maybe one died. I'm not sure. I think one died. I forgot who died. Aldous has Thunderbolt right now, so he's actually gonna power spike. I'm not sure if he's gonna build any damage item. I think he's building full tank, so that it's gonna be hard for the enemy to pick him off. Because the only way that Aldous will die here is this guy right here. This Paquito or Lunox. That's it. If Paquito could just knock him up and uppercut and CC him the whole way through, and then Lunox burst, that would be good. Aldous is using his ulti for vision. He's gonna rotate bot lane. Like I said, they really like 4-man ganks, but he actually canceled his ulti right there for some reason. I'm not sure why. So he's just gonna keep farming. I think they didn't want to force. The reason why Aldous canceled his ulti, because they didn't have any minions, as you can see. It got cleared out. So even if Aldous comes here, even if they get a kill, they're not gonna be able to push. They're gonna be able to kill one, but it's most likely they're not gonna be able to push this. So it's better to actually jungle and get some stacks instead of forcing a push with no minions. So that's just game sense right there. That really good game sense from Wise. So I don't know if it's game sense from Wise or if it's a shot call from someone else. But we see right here, Venus does have ulti, so he's not gonna get bursted. See, this is the hard part with Selena. That's why I didn't like the Selena pick. See, look at this. Even if you get a stun, even if you get a set, Estes will just heal afterwards, right? So that's the hard part. They're not even... TNC's forcing a lane right now. They're against 3 people with a heal, with an Alice who could wave clear really fast. Alright? And not to mention, Chu has Concussive Blast. That's also some form of wave clear and first skill. Right? So this is actually really bad for TNC. They're staying for no reason at this point. They are forcing this. They don't have any minions. They should have known right away. As soon as they saw their minion wave and they knew that Alice was there, there's no way they can push this. It's just gonna get cleared. There's no reason for you to stay here. They're wasting time. See, look, Haji's buying time at this point. Ooh, he actually overcommitted. And I don't think Estes has heal. But they're still not gonna be able to push a tower. So that's fine still. They managed to defend. Yeah, I'm not sure what Haji was doing. Meanwhile, Blacklist is doing their objectives. And they're gonna get a tower, 2nd tier tower, for a trade of a turtle. And like I've said from previous videos, you want to prioritize towers over turtles, right? Wise is not gonna reach the turtle, so he's just gonna go for the blue buff for a trade. It's still a good trade for Blacklist at this point. And like I said earlier, if TNC doesn't snowball, they're kind of just screwed. That's a good pick off from Chu, by the way. That's a good pick off. But earlier, they kind of overstayed on the bot lane, I would say. So far, good trade from Blacklist and good trade from Chu by killing Estes. They're not getting any objectives done though. That's the hard part with TNC. No objectives yet. They've gotten 5 kills. No towers. They've gotten 2 turtles. So that's decent. But if you compare it to 2 towers for 2 turtles, plus they have the same amount of kills. 3 towers now, by the way. And they're getting out macroed, I would say. And nice, ooh, almost from Edward. Nice flicker, you know, Daytona's welcome from Edward. But nice reaction from 3 Martisi as well. And I don't think they should fight this. They lose team fights. TNC will lose team fight. No matter what you do. Ooh, Wise almost dying, but he's gonna get healed, so that's fine. 5 members of Blacklist. And at this point, I think they met their win condition for Blacklist. TNC didn't snowball. Their team comp is better, have better team fight than TNC. So I think the only thing they need to do is group up, get the towers one by one, wait for the Lord, push with the Lord, and then finish the game. That's pretty much what's gonna happen here, most likely. It's quite simple, honestly. It's quite simple. I wouldn't say it's boring. Lunox doesn't even have enough burst for Edward. He light formed and everything. Haji kind of had a mistake right there, kicked the Lunox on the opposite side, but it's okay. He might die here though. He still lives with the heal. And the blessing is so OP with Estes and Mathilda. And Aldous is just getting his stacks as soon as the game keeps going, and he's just gonna get his stacks. So that's the hard part here. Finally, TNC might get a tower here. Nope, not even one tower yet for TNC. So yeah, so now there's the Lord. The only chance TNC has is probably steal a Lord to push with the Lord and delay the game, and hopefully get some pick off afterwards. That's the only way they can win, right? But in this case, the draft goes towards Blacklist because they have the better late game. Aldous and Alice late game with an Estes. So maybe the only way for TNC to win is pick off the Estes. But I think Venus is building his Estes is building cooldown plus tanky. So that's why it's really hard to catch him. Plus he has Purify, and Venus's positioning is like on point. Always not overextended, it's always like the right amount. The only thing that will catch Venus here would probably be a Selena stun, but then again he does have Purify, so let's skip this. And it's just a waiting game at this point. Whoever gets picked up first will do the Lord, and Aldous is just gonna keep farming. He can just farm because he has ulti to go into the team fight later on. So it's kind of like a checkmate kind of shit. See, there you go. So they wasted a Purify on Venus right there after the Selena stun. So they have 75 seconds. TNC has 75 seconds. They have the time interval to catch Venus again and hopefully pick him off. Alright, if they fail to do that, don't even bother trying to win the game. It's gonna be really hard to win the game. I think Alice could stay here, honestly. Alice could stay here, wait for, oh, he does have the blue buff right now. So that's good. He has like almost unlimited mana. Let's see here. Whoever gets picked off here will win the game. We'll lose the game. I said whoever gets picked off will lose the game, yes. So here we go. Wise knows that he can actually go into the team fight with his ulti, so he's not really scared of overextending there. The only thing that Wise needs to worry about is probably let's see what happens here. Oh, there's a good stun right there. That's a pick off. That's a good stun from Selena, and that's what they needed. Now it's a 4v5, and I think TNC needs to take advantage of that. And the only way to take advantage of that, take one tower and take the Lord. There you go. Take one tower and take the Lord. I'm not sure if they're gonna go. Why is this guy going for the blue? They should be taking the Lord right now. I don't think blue is prioritized. I got delayed. Blacklist is just buying time at this point. Plus, they're getting harassed. They wasted so much time. So much time. They could have bursted the Lord. And now they're low, and now they can't do anything. They didn't get anything. They didn't even get the blue buff. And Alice is already alive. Alice is already okay. That's a mistake right there, I would say. Whoever shot calling for TNC, that was not good. Because if you think about it, 4v5, right? They got one tower. After this tower, they should be doing Lord right away. They have a Lunox with Dark Form. They don't need to go for any more kills. Why? Haji's already low. They have an Estes that has heal, so it's still gonna be a 4v5 either way. So the best thing to do here is burst out the Lord with Lunox and Lancelot. That's the best thing to do here, and force Blacklist to come to them. They need to force Blacklist to react to what they're doing. But instead, Chu actually went for a blue buff here, and he didn't even get it, right? He didn't even get it. And these guys didn't even hold the Lord as well. These guys didn't hold the Lord. They should have held the Lord while Chu is doing the blue buff. But either way, this is the wrong decision from Lancelot. They should not be looking for a fight right now. It's a 4v5. Blacklist doesn't have an Alice for a good 20 seconds earlier. It was 20 seconds earlier, but now since they wasted so much time, it's only 10 seconds. And they're quite low. So now they can't do Lord because they're low. And they don't have any sustain. Popol and Koopa doesn't have sustain. Yeah, they messed up. And this guy used Dark Form. Did this guy use Dark Form? Yeah, he did. Look. Where's Lunox? There he is. He used Dark Form to try and burst alone. So now he doesn't have Light and Dark. So they really can't do Lord at this point. Oh, that was the turning point right there. It was good. The Selena stun was good on the Alice, but they just wasted it. They didn't punish Blacklist whatsoever for catching the Alice. So big mistake right there. Now Alice spawned. They didn't get anything. They got one tower, one mid lane tower. That's pretty bad. Bad punish game from TNC. But then again, you know, breaking this down is what's good about it, and learning from it is what's good about it, right? TNC is a really strong team right now, by the way. I think the strongest teams right now are Blacklist, Onyx, and TNC. Those three are the top three for me. Alright? So, let's see. Hopefully they could learn from this. Blacklist always gives TNC a hard time. I think it's just the fact that, I think it's the hero pool of TNC, because Chu always needs to play Assassin. That's his specialty. They need more AoE damage with the support and the what's it called, the gold laner, I would say. I think Lunox is fine with the light form Ruby DD, but I think the Selena pick really just gave it away. They should have picked something else. Let's see what happens here. So now that Blacklist knows that they're at an advantage on team fights, since they have the better team fight comp, they're actually baiting out this Lord, and I'm not quite sure why they didn't continue that Lord. They could have gotten it. I think they are just disciplined. They don't want to do a 50-50 retribution fight with Wise. They don't want to risk it. Right? They don't want to risk it. They want to pick someone out first. So they were trying to bait it, and TNC didn't bite into it. So that's also discipline on TNC's side. So let's see what happens here. Hopefully Selena gets another pick off. That's, you know, he needs a male Harry at this. Oh, Haji kind of fucked up his engage. Does he have heal? He doesn't. Estes didn't go for an ulti heal on the Chu. So now it's a 4v5 again for TNC side. But the problem is Aldous is split pushing. So now you gotta make a decision for TNC. Do we do Lord? Or does one recall and defend this lane? Most likely they need to defend the lane, or else they're gonna give away an inhibitor right here. Let's see what they do. They didn't even go for Lord. They didn't go for Lord. They have a Lunox with Dark Form. They're not going for Lord. And Aldous is all the way here. And they're still... They don't have any minions. Enemy doesn't have any minions here. They should be aware. Usually what your offlaner would say is, okay, I cleared the minion wave on the opposite side. It doesn't matter if Aldous backdoors, because he's not going to be able to push without minions. Alright, so the shot call here should have been Burst Lord. Alright, so it should just all be all through communication. Paquito probably cut the lane around right here on the top side, and then he went to the Lord spawn for a team fight, and they ended up killing the True. So now it's a 4v5 again without a tank on Blacklist side. They do have a tank on Edward with the Barats, but it's probably the best bet to force Blacklist to keep going one by one. Alright, now that you have an advantage. But at this point they're still wasting time. They are still wasting time. Estes has healed. They're not going to be able to kill the Barats. And they got Beho though, so that's good. He does have Winter Truncheon. Is he going to get away? He did get away. Venus is dead. So now it's a 3v5. And they're still going for more. TNC just wants more and more. Why? There you go. There you go. They finally pulled back. That's good. They should be able to get this Lord. Burst out with the Lunox. Look at the Lunox. Just... That's the burst that I was talking about earlier that they should have done, but they just don't want to do it. Alright, they really made sure that nobody's gonna contest the Lords. Let's see how they use this Lord. Whoop, who got it? Ooh, Popol and Koopa got it, sadly. Okay, the Lord is here. The Selena doesn't hit a stun. They're gonna get a second tier tower at mid lane. Let's see what else they do. You gotta remember that Blacklist has really high wave clear with the Alice and the Barat, so it's gonna be really hard to end the game. I don't think they're gonna end the game. Also considering that Blacklist still had a lot of towers before the Lord spawn. Ooh, look at Blacklist going for a pick. Nope, it failed. No need to force. They didn't get any inhib towers for TNC, but it's still pretty decent. They did have a breather, right? They can breathe now. TNC can breathe now, plus they have map control, so that's good. So that's what they need to do. Just pick off one by one. But I really don't like the fact that they keep going for more when they could already do the Lord. From what I see, TNC wants 2 pickoffs instead of 1 before they do the Lord. Alright, they want 2 pickoffs instead of 1. Just to make sure. I think it's more percentage that you're gonna secure the Lord. But they could have done the Lord earlier. Let's see what happens here. They need another pickoff. They failed to bite the choke because he immuned it. And Paquito's kind of overextended right now. Selena hits a stun. Paquito's really deep into there. And Lancelot actually killed the Estes. So this is their chance. This is their chance right here. Oh, but nobody's able to burst the Aldous. Is he gonna live? No. He's not gonna live. He's still alive. The second skill from Lancelot was early, but it doesn't matter. He's still good. How did Blacklist lose this, by the way? They got picked off a bunch of times. It was Lancelot making the plays, and plus Selena was actually hitting his stuns. Selena was actually hitting some key stuns. Oh, he dark formed way too early, I think. Oh, and he doesn't have a lot of damage on Edward. I think he has Radiant Armor plus Athena's mate, most likely. Let's see what happens here. My dog is on the door. Let's see. So now it's just a waiting game. Whoever gets this next Lord will most likely win. I'm surprised TNC has the better, has more towers at this point, just by coming back. And knowing that Blacklist has a better late game, they should be winning the later stages of the game. But I think they're failing to set with Haji. Haji cannot get a pickoff. That's the hard part. But then again, it's hard to pick off someone with Popo biting you, with Paquito punch uppercutting you, and Selena having vision on the bushes. So let's see here. The Lord is about to spawn, so let's see who's gonna get the position first. Haji tries to go for another pickoff with the invisible, but look at the Estes heal. Oh, they actually managed to pick off Haji, but he does have immortality, so he's still alive. And Lunox gets picked off, and this is the team fight that I was talking about earlier. Right? You see this? If Blacklist just committed earlier as a team, I think it would have been better for them instead of waiting for Haji to pick someone off. But then they kept getting stunned by Selena, so Selena was actually making plays, although he's still a bad pick in this draft, I would say. They were relying on mechanics and hoping that Selena would make a play with the stuns, and he was making plays, but it's really hard to just keep making those plays considering that this team comp has such high wave clear and has such good late game. So hard, right? Just keep throwing stuns. This guy's gonna try to delay the Lancelot. 9-second skill. He's gonna get the tower though, and Lancelot doesn't even have damage against Aldous. Look at this. Lancelot doesn't have damage against Aldous, and that's what I was talking about earlier with Lancelot falling off, Selena falling off at the later stages of the game. Right? Paquito was 0-4, so Paquito didn't really make a big impact as well. So 3-mar. Even though TNC was, even if TNC prioritized his hero, he didn't manage to perform, right? He did okay, yes, he's 0-4 and 7. Alright, it's not super bad as an XP laner, but he should have performed better considering that he was prioritized for the draft. Okay, so I think that's all for this analysis. Blacklist did really good early game to mid game with objectives. Towards late game, TNC did really good with the pickoffs, with the Selena and the Lancelot picking people off. But at the end of the game, since Blacklist has such a better late game and the team fight potential, Blacklist pulled it off on the last Lord fight, right? But not a bad try, not a bad performance from TNC, by the way. Considering that draft, right? Considering that draft, they did really good. They almost managed to pull it off. I was actually pretty surprised. Alright, so very well played. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more MPL analysis videos in the future, and hit the notification bell. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Peace.